Hey guys, it's Retro Coyote, and I am here today with the next segment of the Retro GameStop saga. So before we get into that, please make sure to like and subscribe. We're still building our community here on this channel, and we'd love to have you. Now, I've been to my local GameStop, and I've seen their retro collection. Was it worth the trip? Would it be worth yours? Let's talk about that. So we did drive a little bit today. We went on a bit of a little shopping expedition. I had the day off, so we had some fun. And I got some cool stuff for another video another time. But we stopped in at a local GameStop because you may or may not know, but here, I want to say about a month ago, GameStop announced an initiative of theirs to start putting retro games and consoles in their stores, in some of their stores. Now, this has been an idea years in the making. This little idea, the seed was kind of planted way back in the day when they were selling cell phones with Cricket, if you remember that. So this idea has been a long time coming, and I was excited to finally see it come to fruition because, I mean, you know me, I love my retro games. And if I can get them at GameStop, cool. More games, right? So I was excited and was really looking forward to see what they had. So we went into our local GameStop, and it was just us in there. I think maybe there was one other customer, and he wasn't there long. He was just picking something up. But even he was complaining about the lack of physical games, which I get it. Most of the time, the discs with the games on them aren't even discs anymore. They're just handshake devices. But anyway, and I asked the guy, after he was done with that customer, I'm like, hey man, I actually understand you guys are starting to do the retro game stuff here at GameStop. Where's y'all's retro game selection? Do y'all have any here? He's like, yes, actually, we do. I'm like, awesome, where is it? Well, if you'll check the over in our Nintendo section, we have some Wii games down the bottom shelf. In our Xbox section, we have some Xbox 360 stuff on the bottom shelf there. And in our PlayStation section, we have some PlayStation 3 games down at the bottom shelf there. Now, the bottom shelf, like, you kind of have to take a knee to see what's there. Like, it's at, like, almost floor level. So, I actually poked around a little bit, and there wasn't hardly anything. It was like the last part of that shelf dedicated to those games. Like, a stack about this wide, if anything, right? So, to their credit, they had the games. And again, I know it's early in this initiative. They just started this a couple months ago. I can't expect them to be throwing Dreamcasts and Genesises and Nintendos around willy-nilly day one. I get it. That being said, as it stands now, it is not worth your time or your money to make that trip. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you why I don't see this working in the long run for them. I really hoped it would. I was rooting for GameStop. I really was. But I can tell you this probably isn't going to work. Two reasons. One, GameStop is late to the party. What do I mean by that? Well, I don't know if you've been around, but retro stores have been making a comeback. Retro games have been kind of in vogue the last couple of years, especially during that wonderful time we had back in the early 2020s when we were all stuck inside together. People dusted off their old retro games, had some more time, and they got hooked again. They got bit by the retro bug. And so, they got into retro gaming, and it's been going on for a while now. And retro gaming, retro games are starting to get really expensive for certain consoles here and there. And so this led to the rise of a lot of little local mom and pop retro game stores. I've been to a couple of these. My hometown of Watauga has Found It. Hearst has Retro Madness. Awesome store. They have toys too in the back room there. And here in Grand Prairie, where I live now, they have Game Exchange. Another cool store. They also have like a bunch of toys and collectibles. These stores are great, and they're set up to cater to that specific audience. You know, I can go in for like a PlayStation 1 game and come out with the game, a controller, memory card, a transformer they had. I mean, come on, man. And my Game Exchange store over there, they're apparently getting more into trading card stuff now. So double trouble. My point is, they missed the boat. Because anyone who is selling their collection or looking to buy and start their collection of retro games has already sold their collection or bought what they wanted or has a place to go to get their retro games. And it's not GameStop. It's those little mom and pop businesses. And honestly, those places, I would rather go there than to GameStop any day of the week. Because they're what I want from gaming. The next new game that's coming out that I'm going to be getting is going to be that new Sonic Generations game coming out. And I'm going to be playing it on Steam, on my PC. I'm not going to buy a physical disc because I don't have a current gen console to run it on. Because those things have been bought up by scalpers, and they're all super expensive now. And even if I were to get my hands on one, there's not a lot of current gen games that really interest me anymore. It's like maybe one or two, sure. And yeah, I have a library of older games on my profile for PlayStation or Xbox, respectively, that I can play and download. But that's it. I mostly use it for watching YouTube, and I can do that on my computer. So I'm not doing the retro or I'm not doing the current gen gaming thing. Neither of them really interest me. But anyway, all this to say, GameStop is not going to be your place to go for retro gaming. And anyone who does retro gaming knows that already. A lot of people on YouTube have already said that the GameStop Retro Initiative isn't off to a good start, and it really isn't. I didn't even bother to take any footage because there's nothing to take footage of. It's a couple of games sprinkled throughout a bottom shelf. It's sad, and it's not going to save GameStop. But anyway, guys, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear about your experiences with GameStop Retro down in the comments below, good or bad. Tell me about it. Tell me about something cool you found at GameStop. And like I said earlier, guys, we're still growing our community here on this channel. So if you found this interesting or entertaining or informative, then don't forget to like and subscribe. We'd love to have you. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.